Hi. When is enough going to be enough for you? When are you finally going to accept that you can manifest all of your desires, that you can actually have the thing you're manifesting, whether it's a person, a place, or a thing? When? When will it be enough? When are you just going to stop fighting against it? That's what we're going to talk today in today's video. And I'm going to tell you quite bluntly that you have nothing to worry about. You're wasting your time listening to fears. So saddle up, partner. And if you're new here, how you doing? I'm Kimberly, and I'm pretty obsessed with getting what I want, getting it in a timely fashion, and knowing pretty much everything there is to know about manifestation. I really like this stuff. I really do. I live by it. I do. It's my life. You're living with it. It's your life. But maybe if you're someone that is listening to doubts, maybe you're someone that's always fighting against it. So today's video is for you. To everybody else, if you need help figuring out what's going on between you and your manifestation, please feel free to email me at manifestingwithKimberly@gmail.com. All of my coaching options are in the drop box below. I used to say they're in the screens that just went by, but when we're making unedited content like today, there are no screens now, is there? Okay. So if you would like to join one of my 3 amazing channel memberships, I highly encourage you do so. I highly encourage you join the VIP, the Advanced Manifestors. Why? Well, because we're getting together tonight. Yeah. Normally it's on Tuesday. We had to do it Thursday. So today's Thursday. The VIP group, which is the group that deep dives manifestation, which is also a lot of the inspiration to a lot of my content lately. That is happening tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please join. And if you join the VIP group, it's automatically going to give you the access to the group that follows, which is the exclusive lives. So that is also this evening. And that's the group where we only talk success stories, tips, and tricks. So why don't you join? Because guess what? You're going to get a bang for your buck tonight. You're going to get 2 channel memberships in a row. This is for the advanced manifestors if you join that group. And then you're going to get the free access to the hot seat group that we have tomorrow at 9 a.m. ish Eastern Standard Time. Please join. Join the fellowship of HBICs that are really serious about getting what they want. They're really serious. Hence the wanting to have community, the wanting to have people that are like-minded. So I suggest you join. Join. What do you got to lose? You're going to hang out with me for a couple of hours this evening and a couple hours ish tomorrow. Fun, fun, win, win. That's all I'm going to say. I'm full of absolute sass today because today is the day. How much manifestation content have you personally watched? And that's not a judgment because clearly I make the content. So I enjoy you watching my content. But in all seriousness, how much do you watch? What are you watching it for specifically? I mean, are you really taking in what you're hearing in the content? Are you utilizing the advice you hear like, "Hey, try this technique, try this." Are you watching it to make you feel better? Are you watching it because you just like the person in the video, which I can relate to, right? I can relate to that. What more fun is it than when you find someone on the internet that you vibe with, you could see yourself being friends with that person on the outside. It just makes sense. I like to watch content when there's a YouTuber, a TikToker, an Instagrammer that I like their personality. Maybe that's why you're watching this video. Maybe you like hanging out with me, which is totally appreciated. If you're new, why don't you hit that subscribe button and we can become friends? But you got to let me know in the comments below that you subscribe because I don't always see those. Well, I don't always see every single comment, but if I see that comment, you will hear back from me. But I was going to say is YouTube doesn't always tell me. My number goes up. So, and I want to know who my new peeps are. But why are you watching the content? Is it because you still don't trust that you're going to get your desire? Which I understand. We're human. We're going to get doubts and fears. It's quite normal, in my opinion. And normal is relative. So my idea of normal is it's normal to have some doubts and fears, to question. But how long are you planning on questioning for? What's the goal? Because you can't live in forever questioning mode and then be mad because you're not experiencing what you want in reality, right? Those two don't go together. So, what is it for you? How many more times do you need to hear that whatever it is that you're manifesting, you are absolutely, number one, allowed? You're allowed to have that experience. The most common is manifesting a specific person. You're allowed to manifest that. Your desire is okay, it's allowed. Thank God for the infinite. Yes, the infinite possibilities. So you're allowed to have it. Are you allowing yourself to have it? Are you still doubting that the thing you're trying to manifest is a thing that maybe you're just never going to get? Or maybe you're wrong for wanting what you want or who you want? How about today be the last time you question whether you should be manifesting what you're manifesting? How about today is the last day of that shit? And how about today you realize that if you're not experiencing what you want in reality and you feel like reality isn't changing, like I often say, today's the day you are done judging reality. How many more videos do you need to watch to convince yourself that maybe the specific person that you're manifesting, it isn't that person deflecting you? It isn't that person putting their arms up and blocking your manifestation rays, right? Your power rays, the superpower rays of manifestation, your mental telepathy. They aren't blocking it. They aren't stopping it. You want to know why? Because they don't have free will. If you're new to manifestation, maybe that's the first time you've ever heard that. Yeah, nobody in your reality has free will. No one. And actually, in one respect, neither do you. Free will ends after we have made our decision over who we are or what state of consciousness we're embodying. Outside of that, everything is happening in a beautiful, perfect orchestration. I am zhuzhed off the train today because the amount of wonderful, amazing, never would have thought of orchestrations. I have had a slew of people come in with success stories, people that have been working with me, people that just watched my videos. And they're sending in their success stories and the orchestration of how their successes came in. It just judged me to the point where it's time to judge you. Will you stop freaking worrying about where your manifestation is and if it's ever going to come, or if you should give up on manifesting this person or that person? If you want it, there is a version of you that has it. We live in an infinite universe, infinite, which is a hell of a lot bigger than your very limited 3D logical literal view. So let's make today the last day you question whether you're going to have what you want as the geese fly by over my place. It does not matter what it is you seek in prayer or where it is or whom it concerns. You have nothing to do but convince yourself of the truth of that which you desire to see manifested. When you emerge from prayer, you no longer seek, for you have. Are we hearing that? We have. If you have prayed correctly, subconsciously assumed the reality of the state sought, and by the law of reversibility, your subconscious must objectify that which it affirms. Do we need to hear Neville's words again? It does not matter what it is you seek in prayer or where it is, okay, or whom it concerns. You have nothing to do but convince yourself. Convince yourself. So many of us manifesting specific people or have had the experience of successfully manifesting their specific person. I am one of those people. It was never about convincing my specific person to choose or love me. It was only ever about convincing myself, convincing me. Whatever it is that you're manifesting, whether it's a specific person or not, maybe it's money, maybe it's a new job, a whole career change, getting into the college you want, getting the grades you want, a new home, a car, whatever it is you're manifesting, I promise you, you are not trying to force anything or anyone in 3D reality, and you are not trying to convince anyone in 3D reality, nor are you begging anyone in the 3D, let alone begging God, the I am, or the universe, because you are that. That is who you are. That's your true nature. You are source choosing to have the physical experience, which is what your meat sack is. And it's why you're in it. And it's why you believe you are whatever your name is. It's why I'm having the experience through Kimberly. But I know I'm source, choosing, selecting to experience reality through Kimberly. This is about convincing you. So, how much more convincing do you need? How many more videos do you need to watch before you start to believe? Before you start to trust that the answer is hell yes to whatever or whoever you want? Your beliefs, your fixed attitudes of mind constantly modify your consciousness as it is reflected on the mirror of your mind. Your consciousness, modified by your beliefs, objectifies itself in the conditions of your world. To change your world, you must first change your conception of it. To change a man, listen up, listen up. To change a man, you must change your conception of him. You must first believe him to be the man you want him to be and mentally talk to him as though he were already that self. I'm adding that part, already so. All men are sufficiently sensitive to reproduce your beliefs of them. Therefore, if your word is not reproduced visibly in him toward whom it was sent, the cause is to be found in you, not him or her. You, not in the subject. Let's hear that again. Therefore, if your word is not reproduced visibly, if you're not seeing what you're affirming, visualizing, believing, scripting, all the words, embodying, if you're not experiencing it in 3D reality, or at minimum, if you don't view your reality as absolutely you're in the right reality and everything is leading you to your desire, if you don't see reality that way, and you're not seeing evidence of your affirmations or who you're choosing to be, if your word is not reproduced visibly in him toward whom it is sent in your specific person, the cause is to be found in you, not in the subject. You. As soon as you believe in the truth of the state affirmed, results follow. Your perception changes. You view reality differently. You experience reality differently. Everyone can be transformed. Not some people, Not some specific persons, but not the other specific persons. Everyone can be transformed. Every thought can be transmitted. Every thought can be visibly embodied. So this isn't about convincing your specific person to love you. It has nothing to do with them. It's about you. Are you convinced? Do you believe that you can manifest the person you're currently manifesting? Or are you still doubting? Are you trying to create a more difficult experience? I heard this in a coaching call today. I thought it was brilliant that this person found this belief. But they discovered there's a belief that their experiences have to be against all odds to be chosen. Is that what you're manifesting? What is your beliefs about love? Do you believe that your person is ever going to become the version of themselves that will choose and love you? Because this isn't about getting them to finally become the version that picks you. This is about you being convinced that they can, and then they will. But we're not begging them. We're not going over to a specific person's house and begging them and writing them a damn love letter saying, you need to spend the rest of your life with me. Can't you see all these wonderful things I do for you? See, that used to be me. Let me do so much for this person so they will clearly see that I'm the best girlfriend they've ever had. Let me keep doing and earning my love. What was I convinced of? That if I keep doing these acts, these things in 3D reality, then love will be reciprocated. Then love will come in. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you can't shower love, attention, and affection on your specific person. I'm not saying that. But if you're in a place where you still think that you need to do those things in order to get that person's love, you have not changed your not good enough belief. And there you go. There's a freebie. Not good enough. That was me for so much of my life. I must do all these things so that I can prove to them that I'm the best girlfriend they've ever had. Yeah, Kim, that was brilliant. But you didn't bother to change the belief that you don't think love lasts and that you don't think that love can last more than 2 years. You forgot about that one. Both of them. I never thought I was good enough. I thought I was too fat for love, truthfully. And when anyone showed up attempting to love me, I would think there must be an ulterior motive. There must be something more that they're after, because you could not possibly choose me when I'm this fat. That was a real thought that went through my mind in my previous years. I really believed that. So what was I doing? I was always telling conflicting stories that didn't line up together. And then I wondered why relationships took a shit for me in reality. I had to get real with myself and take a look at what I really believe about myself, about love, about relationships, and then my specific person. So can't you see this has got nothing to do with your specific persons? It's got nothing to do with where you are at in life, how much money you make, how much college you had, how much previous relationship experience you've had. None of it matters. What your specific person has shown up as so far, I know can feel like that is their actual true and only one side of them. That's the only version they'll ever be, what you've already experienced. And that is bullshit. They will change as you change. As you begin to convince yourself of who you are, who you want to be, the more focus you put on the state of consciousness that you prefer to be in. And hello, as source, you get to choose any belief you want at any given moment, any state. I should have said state. I didn't mean to say belief. You get to choose any state you want. And you're doing it moment by moment by what thoughts you're believing and accepting as true for you. Some of us spend so much time arguing over our history, our traumas, the past in general, what we think our past is doing to block the things we want. Some of us are so convinced that we have so many shitty beliefs that are obstacles to what we're manifesting, where you see all you're doing is keeping your conscious awareness, and your conscious awareness is the word of God. It is God. So when you keep your conscious awareness, when you keep focus on, I have all these things to fix, I have all these beliefs to fix, I have to change and fix and heal, I have to change and fix and heal my specific person, I have to overcome all of these obstacles in order to have my specific person, I have to get over all these obstacles to get the money I'm looking for, I have to have a better college degree in order to make that kind of money, I have to have that pain in the ass career that I don't even really want to do, but I think that's my only way to make a good living. So I'm going to go after something that is not my heart's desire because somebody else in 3D reality told me I should work that job when I know that job is going to do nothing but steal my joy. But I'm going to keep reaching for that because I don't believe there's any other way. How many of you are sitting and making decisions that do not bring you joy, that you know you have no real interest in, but you're afraid of failure? You're afraid of making the right choice or the wrong choice. So you keep showing up as a limited version of you, afraid to step out of the box, afraid to think that maybe if you commit yourself to being exactly who you want to be, that life will let you down. And it's the absolute opposite. The more you go all in, like some of my recent content is talking about, not to mention the plethora of videos I have talked about, believing in this, trusting this, reaching for this, being hopeful that things can change is a great stepping stone. How many of you right now watching this are afraid that what you want is never going to happen because somebody else told you it's not meant to be? Move on to something else or to someone else. You've got to go after what feels good to you, what warms your heart. But this is never about convincing anyone in the 3D reality other than you. This is about you. And I know this is not a new message to the manifestation community, but maybe this is someone's first time ever hearing this shit. You're choosing and selecting moment by moment what reality you're living in. So how many more videos do you need to watch to be convinced enough that it's time to stop listening to the fear and instead you start being, embodying exactly who you want to be? Because you're not going to be let down. You're not going to be disappointed. You're going to experience your dreams, your desires, your ideals. But it starts with you. It starts with you having the willingness to stop sitting and believing every terrible, tragic, depressing thought. And if needed, to stop staring out at 3D reality, the world around you, and staring at what you think are all your insurmountable problems that are blocking you from happiness. Those problems are manifested by some of your limiting beliefs. Now, I don't say that for you to start shaming yourself or beating yourself up. I'm saying as soon as you get your focus off of the problems and on to who you want to be instead, things like problems are going to start slipping away, even if you cannot logically or literally see a way for those things to change. Oh, they will, and they will fall away. And you will get to a point in your life where you look back and wonder why you were ever worried. Let this be the last video that you watch to be convinced that this is going to work for you. I understand watching the content because it just puts you in a good mood, but you are applying what you know regarding manifestation. And that's another thing. If you think you're doing things wrong, that needs to change. You need to start telling yourself that you do things right and that you're doing this right. Because guess what? Source meets you where you are. If you don't know every single thing there is to know about manifestation, and the only thing that you know so far is, hey, if I stop staring at my problem and I start thinking about the life I want instead, that's gonna be enough for you. Source meets you right there. If the only thing you hear is, I heard if I said this affirmation every day, and you really believe that, hey, say this affirmation every day, Source is gonna meet you there. So let's start today. You're watching content because you like the people in the videos and they judge you. But you're not watching them because you feel like you need the content to manifest. Because you don't. You need your awareness. You need to know what you're focusing on. Start focusing on exactly who you want to be. Allow yourself to find the peace in thinking about the life you want and what you think it would look like. The more clear you are, the easier this gets, believe it or not. So, on that note, what are you watching content for? Is it because you still think you need it? Or is it because you're watching but not applying? Or are you just watching it because you like hanging out with me, which I appreciate you being here for? But let this be the last video you feel that you need to be convinced. It's time to convince yourself. It's time for you to convince yourself that you are exactly who you want to be. And I'm telling you, reality is going to start changing for you if it hasn't started already. So on that note, I'll see you tomorrow.